Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Bold, Blessed, and Seasoned, where faith meets fabulous, and being seasoned just means we've got more flavor. I'm your host, Phyllis Tucker Saunders, and today we're talking about my visit to one of America's newest landmarks, the Obama Presidential Center in beautiful Chicago. Now, let me tell you something. At my age, every trip isn't just a vacation, it's an adventure. It's another reminder that God isn't finished writing my story. Some people think life slows down after 55. I say life finally starts making sense after 55. So today, I'm inviting you to walk with me through this incredible place, the Obama Presidential Center, not just to admire a building, but to think about legacy, leadership, hope, and the power of ordinary people to do extraordinary things. Today's podcast is entitled Walking Through History, My Journey to the Obama Presidential Center. Before we even arrived at the Obama Center, something unexpected happened. As we were approaching the center in our Uber, I don't know what came over me. I started giggling and clapping my hands like a little girl opening her favorite gift on Christmas morning. I couldn't stop smiling. I felt this incredible excitement bubbling up inside me. Maybe it was because I knew I was about to experience history. Maybe it was because I was about to walk through a place that tells the story of America's first Black president and First Lady. Or maybe it was because at my age, I still get excited about new adventures. Whatever it was, in the moment, I realized something. You're never too old or never too seasoned to feel a childlike joy. Now, I want you to imagine for just a moment. Imagine you're sitting in the passenger seat beside me. We've just pulled into Jackson Park on Chicago's beautiful South Side. We step out of the car together, feel the gentle breeze coming off Lake Michigan, hear the sounds of families talking, children laughing, and cameras clicking as visitors prepare to explore. Today, we're not just talking about the Obama Presidential Center. We're going to walk through it together. Come on, walk with me. Let's make some history together. As we step onto the grounds, the first thing that strikes us is the size of this place. The Obama Presidential Center isn't just one building, it's a beautiful 19.3-acre campus that blends history, education, recreation, and community into one remarkable destination. Immediately, I realized this isn't just a monument to a presidency, it's a place built to inspire future generations. Every path seems to invite you to keep walking, to keep learning, to keep dreaming. Now look up. Yes, look up. Bend your neck back and look up. Standing before us is the museum tower, the heart of the campus. 8 stories high and rising 225 feet into the Chicago sky. It commands our attention without saying a word. I guess that explains my giggling when we approached. As we walk inside, history begins to surround us. We're taken on a journey through the lives of Barack and Michelle Obama, not simply as president and first lady, but as two ordinary people who dared to believe extraordinary things were possible. Along the way, we experienced the story of the civil rights movement and how generations before them opened doors that once seemed permanently closed. Then we come to something that made me smile, a full-size replica of the Oval Office. For just a moment, I could picture a Black man sitting behind that iconic, resolute desk, making decisions that affected millions of people around the world. It wasn't just a piece of furniture, it was a powerful reminder that what once seemed impossible had become reality. Nearby are priceless historical artifacts. And talking about experiencing the presence of history, wow. Listen to what my niece Arnell has to say about her visit to the Oval Office.
Hi, Aunt Phyllis. It's Nellie. Just wanted to thank you again for getting us the tickets that allowed us to tour the Obama Presidential Center during our visit in Chicago. Wanted to share my reflections, particularly as walking into the Oval Office exhibit. It filled me with an overwhelming sense of pride, possibility, and purpose. Standing in a space that symbolizes leadership at the highest level, I felt the positive energy of history, hope, and progress all around me. It was more than a visit. It was a reminder that vision, perseverance, and service can inspire generations and redefine what is possible. As I took in every detail, I felt a deep confidence knowing that barriers can be broken and dreams can become a reality. I left feeling uplifted, empowered, and grateful to have experienced a place that celebrates excellence, resilience, and the enduring belief that each of us has the power to make a meaningful difference. Thanks again. Love you.
Love you too, Nellie, and you are more than welcome. I was so happy to share this experience with you and our other family and friends. Let us make our way to the Sky Room. Oh my goodness, the views are breathtaking. Looking out across Chicago's South Side and West Side, I couldn't help but think about all the dreams that began in neighborhoods just like these. Now let's descend the escalators to the first floor, push our way through the cafe crowd, and out the door as we walk across the plaza to the Chicago Public Library. I absolutely love this space. This isn't your grandmother's library. It's bright, it's welcoming, it's alive, and inside is a presidential reading room containing more than 3,500 books that were meaningful to the Obama family. Think about that. Books that help shape their thinking, their leadership, their understanding of the world. I don't know why I thought if I peek around the corner, President Obama would be sitting there reading his favorite book. After all, it is the presidential reading room. Oh my goodness. The library also offers modern workspaces where students, entrepreneurs, and lifelong learners can gather, study, and create and dream. Reminded me of my days when I was studying for my master's at Wesley Theological Seminary. I lived in my local library. I could feel the knowledge and tranquility that truly lives here. One of my favorite stops was the Ann Dunham Water Terrace created to honor President Obama's mother. Standing there, I watched gentle mist of water rise and fall, swirling around us. There was something almost sacred about it. Peaceful, quiet, relaxing. For a few moments, the noise of the world seemed to disappear. Sometimes we all need places like that, places where we can just simply breathe. As I continued strolling through the campus, I became overwhelmed with emotion, not sadness, not excitement, just pride, the pride of being a Black woman standing in a place that honors a Black family whose story has become part of American history. I thought about my parents, my ancestors, people who lived through segregation and discrimination. Many never imagined they would one day see a Black family living in the White House. Their sacrifices helped make this moment possible. Standing there reminded me that history isn't just something to read. Sometimes we just get to walk through it. One thing I love is that history reminds us we've overcome hard times before. Our ancestors survived slavery, Jim Crow, segregation, lynchings, voting restrictions, discrimination, yet somehow they kept singing, kept praying, kept building, kept believing. Sometimes we look at today's problems and think they're too big, but history whispers, you've survived worse. That's why it's so important that we keep telling our stories. If we don't tell our history, someone else will. As you walk through this phenomenal facility, you will notice that this place is different. Sometimes when people hear the words presidential library or presidential center, they often imagine old papers and dusty books. Not this place. Although this is the Obama Presidential Center, this center isn't just about one man. It's about possibility. It's about reminding every child and every grown-up that where you begin doesn't determine where you go. As I walked around, I couldn't help thinking about my own journey. A little black girl from the projects who had dreams. A woman who became Miss Black Delaware, a mother, a minister, an author, a podcaster, and here I am, still dreaming, still learning, still growing. Season doesn't mean finish. Season means we have survived enough to have something worth sharing. We all can leave a legacy. And walking through the exhibits made me ask myself one question. What will people remember about me? Not what kind of car I drove, not how much money I made, not how many followers I had, but did I leave people better than I found them? Did I encourage someone? Did I lift somebody up? Did I tell the truth? Did I love well? Legacy isn't something that only rich people leave. Legacy is something that we can leave. Every one of us is writing our legacy every single day. You want to know what made me smile at the Obama Presidential Center? Looking around and seeing people of every age and every color, young people, teenagers, parents, grandparents, everybody learning together. And I thought, too many seniors think adventure has an expiration date. It doesn't. Adventure doesn't always mean climbing mountains. Sometimes adventure means taking the train, visiting a museum, learning something new, meeting people, starting a podcast, writing your first book, learning to dance, going back to school, getting on a plane you've been afraid to board. As long as God wakes us up, our adventure isn't over. So here's my challenge this week. Visit somewhere you've never been. It doesn't have to be Chicago. Maybe it's a museum in your hometown, an historic church, a library, a botanical garden, a cultural center. Go someplace that feeds your soul instead of just entertaining your eyes. And while you're there, ask yourself, what am I still becoming? Because we're not done, not even close, because we are what? Bold, blessed, and seasoned. As I was leaving the Presidential Obama Center, I just remember the architecture. I remember the feeling that one life, when lived with purpose, can inspire millions. And guess what? So can ours. We don't have to become president. We don't have to become famous. We just have to become the person God created us to be. That's a legacy worth leaving. If you're planning your own visit, here's something helpful to know. You can enjoy the outdoor grounds, the plaza, and the Chicago Public Library free of charge. However, admission to the museum requires a paid ticket. Trust me, it's worth making time for both. As we ended our visit, I realized I hadn't just walked through a museum, I had walked through history. I had come to see a presidential center, but I was leaving with something much greater. I was leaving with hope. Hope that every child who walks through these doors will believe their dreams matter. Hope that every senior listening to my voice will remember that our best chapters don't have to be behind us. Why? You know the answer. Say it with me. Because we are bold, blessed, and seasoned. President Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama have left their footprints. The question is, what footprints will we leave behind? Thank you for walking beside me today. I hope for just a little while you felt like you were right there in Chicago with me. You've been listening to Bold, Blessed, and Seasoned, where faith keeps us strong, joy keeps us glowing, and wisdom teaches us that understanding one another is always better than fearing one another. If today's episode inspired you, hit the like button. Share it with someone who needs a reminder that they're never too old to dream another dream. Subscribe so you never miss an episode of Bold, Blessed, and Seasoned, where faith meets fabulous, and being seasoned simply means we've got more flavor. Until next time, stay bold, stay blessed, and keep shining. Remember, season doesn't mean finish, it means anointed and ready. I'm Phyllis Tucker Saunders, reminding you that life is a journey. Enjoy the ride.